how to create a colourful wavy design like this in Photoshop in a few easy steps, PC or Mac. Go to this document, fresh document, and you need a separate document. It's going to be the same size as the other document. Go to the View menu and down to Guides and go to New Guide Layout. Instead of rows, I want that to be 0, and columns I want to be, say, 10 or 20. Just going to go with 10. So click OK, and you can see now you've got these nice guides. Makes it a lot easier to work with. Go to the rectangle tool, set to pixels, and set a colour. And I'm just going to apply it. Just there, and you see what happens. It snaps to it very nicely. If you go to View, make certain the snap is on. Snap to and Guides. And you can change your colour. You don't have to go with pink all the way across. Maybe double click and set it to purple and apply again. So again, use the guides, create another one. Double click, or you could use the swatches panel. That's another way of doing it. Just simply change the colour using the swatches panel. You've now got all these lovely colours all the way across the screen. Over here in the layers, you've got just one layer. Click here to unlock it. Make certain it's unlocked. Then go to Layer and Smart Objects and Convert to Smart Object. I want it as a smart object. I'm going to add effects to it. Filters. And you can find that in the Filters menu. Go to Filter and down to Distort and Wave. Number of generators, I'm going to go with 1. If you add more than that, starts to create imperfections. You can go with that, of course, but if you're reasonable. You can also change the wavelength. I would suggest something like that. So you've got sort of very low here and fairly high here. Max 700, 800. You can also modify the amplitude. I'm just going to go for a fairly basic wavy design. So 205, 502. Scale, I'm going to leave at 100%. Sign, on, and repeat edge pixels. You can randomize it. So you can click there. And what happens, now if you get too sort of extreme design, you might want to change things. You might decide, let's just reduce that down. Randomize. I don't want too extreme a design. So that's 47 to 422. And click OK. And because it's a smart object, you can see now you get a smart filter. You might like to get rid of the guides as well at this point. So View and down to Guides and Clear Guides. You don't need them anymore. So you've got this design, Layer 0 and Smart Filters. Go back to the other document and I'm just going to clear this down. So I'm just going to go to Edit and Fill. I'm going to fill it with black. Click OK. Go to Image and down to Apply Image. And now you can see you've got the wavy design. That's from the other document, not from this document. This document is black. The other document has got the waves. So you can select that. If you go for the other one, you get black. Untitled 1, which was the original, you got the wavy design and it's merged. You can of course use Layer 0, doesn't make any difference. But you could use merge just as easily. And I've got difference. Now you don't have to have difference. You could use any of the other blending modes. Just try them out, run through them and click OK. Now it doesn't seem much difference at this point. But you can always go back to the other document, and because it's a smart object, smart filter, you can change it. You can always go back to this one and say, I want a different wave. Don't want that wave anymore. So double click that wave there. You've got all exactly the same settings. Don't have to change them, but you can randomize it. Click there. If you get too extreme effect, you might just want to randomize again. Something like that. Click OK. And you can go back to it multiple times. So you've got this design. You can now go back to the other document. Image, Apply Image. And this time, what happens, you've got, because of difference, you've got the merged. It's using the other document. So you've got that wave effect being combined. And you can also go, you know what, I want red or green, so you can use the channel information as well to create additional effects. But RGB, or if you want, just try out other ones. Maybe linear light. You don't need to use difference. Click OK. Again, go back here, go back to the other document, the wavy document. Double click there and randomize again. And you can repeat this and you can create thousands of different wave designs. Randomize there, click OK. Go back to this, image, apply image. You can use a shortcut, of course, if you want. And maybe go with difference this time. And you can use again, you've got RGB, but you can always go with the red, green and blue. So you've got at least 3 or 4 different colour options there, plus along with the blending, probably about 40, 50, 60 different options that are available. So go with difference, click OK. And you can repeat that multiple times. So go back here. What you can also do is you can set the colour for this. You don't have to keep this colour. You can always decide, I don't want these colours. So layer, and go down here to new adjustment layer if you want to just do it that way, or use the image menu. Perfectly reasonable as well. And this time I'm going to go with, say, hue and saturation. Don't have to use that one, but you could use any of the others. Bring up the properties. Let's just display that. And you can change it. So maybe go for, say, 78 or 80. Change the saturation, lightness, and close it. And you've got a different colour now. Again, go back to the document. This time, go to, again, image and apply image. And merge is useful this time, because what you can do, you've got hue and saturation, probably not much use. If you select that, well, it does seem to have an effect. But I'm just going to go with the merge. So it's the complete picture on that screen in that document. Again, RGB, red, green, and blue. And again, you can change these if you wish, but I'm going to go with difference and click OK. And of course, you can go back to this document and you can change this. You can double click this, bring up all the settings. So double click it, change the hue again. Also, go to the wave, double click that and randomize and create different wave designs. Click OK. And you got that. Again, go back to this document and image and apply image. And you can see you can build up thousands and thousands of wavy designs that can be combined in multiple different ways. Literally millions of different wave designs. And it doesn't have to be wave designs. Obviously, I've gone for wave. It could be twirls, it could be sphere, it could be displacements, it could be anything. Liquefy, use that. All kinds of different combinations of the same image. Basically, it's the same image. Can be built up to create this, and it's still only one single layer. Click OK. And you can see it here. Now, of course, what you can do, you can duplicate this, or maybe create a new layer and build up more blends and combinations of waves. But you can also, with this selected, just go to filters and down to distort and wave itself. Now this time I'm not going to turn it into a smart object, but I'm using exactly the same settings. You can see one there, 903, and you can still randomize. So randomize, and you can create millions of different designs. Sadly, there's no feature to export at this randomized point. I would love to see that sort of additional, if you could save it to another layer or another image at this point. All the filters really should have that sort of feature, especially when you've got to randomize. Too few randomized features in Photoshop, and this is one of them that's really, really good. Create all kinds of unique designs. So click OK. And you can see the result there. And if you don't like it, undo and do it again. Wave, apply it, go to filter and distort and wave and randomize again. Click OK. And you can see the result, some very abstract designs, wavy abstract designs, created as a combination of just a couple of stripes. You can also add other filters, so filter, stylize and oil paint, just to smear it a bit. Click OK. Now you could also unlock this and turn this into a smart object, and then go over here, so layer, smart objects, convert to smart object. So you can see it as a smart object, and you can go to filter, and again, stylize oil paint. So it's just applied as a smart filter, as well as filter and distort. And again, wave or twirl. So wave again and randomize. Click OK. And you can create again another design. And you can change it. Always go back. At any point, you can go back here and double click, click that and randomize again and create another design. Click OK. Export it. Save that wavy design. Once you're happy with it, simply go to Layer and Flatten, or File and Export, just to save your work. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much.